Welcome to Enigma Thriller. Tonight we unravel the mystery of a village that vanished overnight. In the remote hills of northern England lay the quaint village of Thistledown, a place where everyone knew each other and life moved at a slow, comforting pace. That was until one cold autumn night when Thistledown disappeared. It began with a chilling wind that howled through the empty streets, carrying whispers that seemed almost human. The villagers, though unnerved, chalked it up to the changing seasons. But when the sun rose the next day, Thistledown was gone. Well, almost. One person remained, a young woman named Emily. She woke up to a ghost town. Her neighbors, friends, and family had all vanished without a trace. Panic set in as she ran through the empty streets, calling out to anyone who might hear her. But the only response was the echo of her own voice. Desperation led her to the church, where she hoped to find Father Matthews. He was the village's rock, the one person everyone turned to in times of trouble. She pushed open the heavy wooden doors and stepped inside. The church was dark except for a single candle burning on the altar. And there, in the front pew, sat Father Matthews, his face pale and eyes wide with terror. Emily asked him what was happening and where everyone was. The old priest looked up at her, his hands trembling as he clutched his rosary. He spoke of a curse, an ancient legend that warned of the spirit's demand for a sacrifice every 100 years. Emily's blood ran cold. She had heard the old legends, tales told to scare children. But this was real. The evidence was all around her. She asked how to bring them back, but Father Matthews shook his head, saying there was no bringing them back and that she was spared for a reason. She must leave and warn others. Emily felt a surge of defiance. She couldn't just leave, not without trying to save her loved ones. Ignoring the priest's warnings, she left the church and headed towards the old forest at the edge of the village. She knew the stories spoke of an ancient altar deep within the woods. The forest was thick and foreboding, but Emily pressed on. Hours passed, the light fading, and just as she was about to give up hope, she found it. A stone altar covered in moss and strange carvings. With no idea what to do next, Emily fell to her knees and prayed, pleading with whatever spirits might be listening. She begged for her family and friends to be returned and offered to do anything. As the last word left her lips, the air grew icy. Shadows moved around her and she felt a presence. A voice, not quite human, echoed in her mind, offering her a choice. A life for a life. Emily's heart pounded. She understood the spirit's demand. A sacrifice. Tears streamed down her face as she stood, her resolve hardening. She couldn't sacrifice an innocent life. There had to be another way. With a deep breath, she offered herself. If the spirits needed a life, they could take hers. As soon as she made the decision, a blinding light enveloped her. When the light faded, Emily found herself back in the village square. But this time it was bustling with life. The villagers were back, going about their daily routines as if nothing had happened. Emily looked around, bewildered. Father Matthews approached her, a look of relief on his face. He explained that by her selfless act, she had appeased the spirits. They no longer required a sacrifice, at least for now. Emily smiled, feeling a weight lift from her shoulders. Thistledown was safe, and its people were back. But deep down, she knew the curse could return. As the villagers celebrated, Emily vowed to protect her home and ensure the legends were never forgotten. And so the village of Thistledown continued, with its people blissfully unaware of how close they came to vanishing forever. But Emily never forgot, and neither should we. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed tonight's story, make sure to subscribe to Enigma Thriller for more tales that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Until next time, stay safe and keep questioning the shadows.